Across the globe, a quiet revolution is underway, powered by the elemental forces of sun, wind, and water. Renewable energy has surged from a niche alternative to a dominant force. It now accounts for over 30% of the world's electricity, with nations setting ambitious goals for climate action and energy independence. From vast solar farms to offshore wind turbines, the momentum is undeniable. This global energy transition marks a fundamental shift in our relationship with the planet, moving towards perpetual power. Technology is advancing at a breathtaking pace, making renewables an economic choice. This worldwide progress highlights varying commitments among global powers, a testament to human innovation. It's a critical race against time where every nation's contribution is vital. The direction is clear. Within the United States, a complex and often contradictory energy landscape unfolds. America stands as the world's second-largest producer of renewable electricity, but this status belies a deeper struggle. The nation's vast plains are now a heartland for wind power, with states like Texas leading the charge in capacity. Sprawling solar installations transform desert landscapes into clean energy powerhouses. However, renewables still only account for about a fifth of the nation's total electricity, lagging behind its potential. The growth of newer technologies faces inconsistent support, despite hydroelectric power's steady contribution. This patchwork of progress reveals a nation at a crossroads, possessing immense capability, yet wavering in its resolve. The story of American renewable energy is powerful advancement, shadowed by At the heart of America's energy dilemma lies a presidential policy framework that has deliberately altered the nation's trajectory. Recent executive actions signal a decisive pivot back towards fossil fuels. This policy champions the extraction of coal, oil, and natural gas, viewing them as the bedrock of national strength and economic security. Regulations favoring renewable development have been systematically dismantled, easing the path for traditional industries. The administration's rhetoric prioritizes short-term economic gains from fossil fuels over long-term green technology investments. This official stance creates uncertainty for renewable investors and innovators. It represents a philosophical choice, a declaration that old ways are best, slowing the march toward a renewable future. A conscious decision has been made at the highest level, and its consequences are only just beginning to be understood. The impact of this policy shift has been swift and significant, creating a chilling effect on the U.S. renewable sector. Ambitious wind and solar projects now face new and formidable headwinds. Investment has become more cautious as federal incentives wane and the long-term policy landscape appears uncertain. Despite falling global costs, a lack of strong federal backing has slowed deployment across the country. This has led to a measurable deceleration in what was once one of the world's most promising green energy markets. The nation risks surrendering its leadership in technologies it helped pioneer. The slowdown is not just about megawatts and investment figures. It is a loss of momentum in the critical race against climate change. A once bright beacon of renewable progress has been deliberately dimmed, obstructing the path of innovation. While the United States hesitates, the international renewables race accelerates with fierce determination. Nations are seizing the opportunity to lead the next industrial revolution, viewing green energy as a gateway to supremacy. China, in a monumental push, has become the undisputed global leader, producing nearly a third of all renewable electricity. European countries break records in wind and solar integration, creating a resilient green energy grid. Emerging economies, from India to Brazil, are making massive strides, recognizing future growth depends on sustainable power. This global surge creates new markets, supply chains, and a geopolitical map defined by energy innovation. The United States, once a confident frontrunner, now finds itself watching from the sidelines. The world is not waiting. The future of energy is being built, financed, and deployed elsewhere. The decision to favor fossil fuels carries a steep and often hidden economic price. While presented as a boon, this policy overlooks the immense and growing costs associated with carbon-based energy. Federal subsidies prop up industries becoming less competitive on the global stage. Neglecting renewables means the U.S. risks missing the explosive growth of the clean energy job market, which employs millions worldwide. Long-term economic burdens of climate change, from extreme weather to health crises, are magnified by fossil fuel reliance. Investors increasingly flow capital towards nations with stable green. This strategy, intended for prosperity, may ultimately mortgage the nation's future. It is a high-stakes wager on a declining industry, with true costs measured in lost opportunities. Beyond the economic ledger, the environmental consequences of this energy policy are profound and alarming. The renewed emphasis on fossil fuels directly translates to an increase in greenhouse gas emissions. Each new extraction project deepens the nation's carbon footprint, accelerating global warming and contributing to rising sea levels. This also brings more severe droughts and increasingly volatile weather patterns. Air and water quality are under threat, as loosened regulations permit higher pollution levels, disproportionately affecting vulnerable communities. This path undermines domestic protections and weakens America's credibility in international climate agreements. The planet keeps a careful record of these decisions, with ecological costs paid with every ton of carbon released. The health of the nation and the world hangs in the balance, a legacy written in the very air we breathe. Despite the challenging federal landscape, the path forward for American energy is not entirely lost. Hope now resides in a powerful coalition of states, cities, and corporations defying the national trend. These entities are setting aggressive renewable energy targets, driving innovation and investment from the ground up. The relentless march of technology also offers a powerful counter-narrative, with falling costs for solar, wind, and battery. For the nation to reclaim leadership, a fundamental realignment of federal policy will be essential. This involves re-engaging with international climate efforts, restoring robust regulations, and creating powerful incentives for green innovation. The transition to a clean energy future is not a matter of if, but when. The true question for the United States is whether it will choose to lead that transition or be forced to follow, defining its legacy for generations.